You mentioned you should write your personality based on what others think of you to be more accurate. In that case, who would you ask to write your personality section? Any friend, I don't know. You know what? I would ask Noro. I talk to Noro a lot. We just don't like stream stuff together, so I think people wouldn't think that that's the one, but I think Noro knows me very well, so I would ask her. She's pretty cool and pays me money. Noro would say that. I do be Commissioner Noro, and I don't go, hey, we're friends, can I get a discount? I don't do that. If you don't stream with someone, you aren't friends anymore. Yeah, dude, oh my God. I won't say who, but there was a friend that I mentioned the other day. I was like, oh yeah, so, well, I say the other day, it was a while back. I was like, oh, so-and-so is doing this event. A couple people that typed in were like, oh, you're friends with them? Oh, you're still friends with them? Oh, you talk? And I was like, because in my mind, yeah, I'm friends with this person and we talk a lot. But I was like, oh yeah, we haven't streamed together. So people actually truly in their brain, like, if they see two people not stream together for a year, they're like, oh, I guess they forgot about each other. like we can't DM each other. It was just funny. There are people I just sit around and play games with. I just play games with, and I never stream with them, almost never. But we just sit there and play games. The other day, who did I play with? I was playing Arc Raiders a while back. Guess who? Nocturnal. You remember Nocturnal? You would see him on a lot of VTuber streams, especially when they were all on their Apex arcs because he's a pro Apex player. But I don't bring him onto the stream or anything, just usually because we're not playing the same games, right? But we sat around and we talked and we played games and we had a great time. We had a few friends with us. And it's someone where if I mention them on stream, you know, people would be like, you're friends with them? You know, even though I'm like, yeah, we play all the time. Or like IPN's another one like that too. But yeah, it's just like, it's a lot of object permanence, right? It's normal and cool to hang out with friends without monetizing it. Yeah, I think I can't build real friendships with people on stream like the same way I can if I just spend a little time off stream with them. I think you can build up to like 9 out of 10 prerequisites, like on stream, 8 out of 10 prerequisites to like almost be there. But I don't feel like someone is actually a real friend of mine unless I spend a little time with them off stream. I just can't. And there's some people that I get along with really well, but we have only streamed together and I do not know them outside of that. And, you know, you can get a good vibe and you can tell like, you know what, I think if I spent time with this person off stream, we would end up being friends. But I don't really count them as a real friend of mine unless I get to do that, you know, because it's just different. It's just completely different. And some friends I can feel the difference when I'm streaming with them versus when I'm not in how they act and stuff. And it is what it is. It's like your content brain is on or off, you know? Yeah, it's like trying to make a real friend at work. Yeah, exactly. You can just go after work and have dinner afterward and just hang out or whatever. Like you can do that, but you need to do something like that for it to like solidify as a real connection in any sort of way. I don't know. And when you only interact in the workplace, that becomes hard. You're like almost there, but I don't know. You need a little like extra something. At least for me. I can create odd miscoms too, since I'm sure some people think they can consider you real friends if you stream together often. There are a lot of people that they will spend a lot of time with you on a server, in a game, during collabs, whatever, never off stream. And because they've spent a lot of time with you and they get along really well with you, they will say, yeah, me and that person, we're friends. And I'll never take offense at that because people just have different definitions. But I have no level of trust with that person, if that makes sense. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't see them as a friend or a potential friend or like someone I could get along really well with. They're like close acquaintance or like low tier friend. Like I'm not about to give you keys to the castle kind of thing, right? Like, you know what I mean? But it's definitely not someone that I would say I'm like close to, but I could say I get along well with, you know? But the word friend is like, it's scary because you don't know how other people mean it, right? Because there have been times where someone said, oh yeah, we're friends, and they have the same understanding as me as we're friendly, we get along really well, but we don't actually know that much about each other, right? We just know we get along well. And that's fine. And then there are other people that have used that word and I've been like, oh yeah, haha. But then they actually think we're like close. Like they genuinely think that there's some level of like trust built. And I'm like, that's not an environment for that, you know? Like that's not how that's built. I don't get that. That's a little spooky because you just don't know how other people like mean that word, you know? It can be a little tough. Yes, I've had people get real weird when I say we're not friends, but we're friendly because I've never hung out with them outside of the bar. Yeah, because they feel like you're pushing them away, not that you're just like logically defining it, right? No matter how you say it, it comes as a rejection because they thought more and you're telling them no, it's less, right? No matter what your intent is. So that's a hard conversation, man. But yeah, I think friendly is good. Do people not use the word acquaintance anymore? No, I think acquaintance got put into a bucket of like words you say when you're trying to hold someone at arm's length, which isn't necessarily how I would use it. Again, to me, that's just a definition. That's all. That's just a definition. It's someone I know and I'm friendly with. We are acquainted. That's literally what it means. So in my head, it's that. Yeah. But no, functionally, when you tell someone, yeah, we're acquaintances, it just sounds like you're purposefully pushing them away when people hear it, you know? So that's why I just say, oh, I know them. We get along well. I get along with them. And I try to use that phrasing because, I don't know, these words mean so many different things to different people, you know? Acquaintance somehow gain a negative connotation because people can't handle rejection. It's not even like full rejection. It's people can't handle when they think you see them the same as they see you and it's slightly different with no malice at all. When you tell them it's slightly different, they still can't handle that conversation, which is a real big like sensitivity issue. I don't know. That's a little tough. I have a lot of, honestly, hardship with that with streamers. I find that really tough because a lot of people will see a reason as to why they have some connection to you and then use that reason as, I am now going to reach out and we should collab. And I will be like, I don't want to collab. And this does not mean that I don't like them. It has nothing to do with that. But someone reaching out to like one-on-one collab during my stream hours, whatever, when I don't know them that well and have never sat down and been like, you know what? I want to reach out to that person. It's just like a big ask. That's all. But it's very hard to say no without that person being like, oh my God, they hate me. You know, like, oh my God. It's such a weird situation. And there have been times I've tried to indicate in ways, hey, I don't hate you, but we're not like that. And it just has literally never gone well. The nicest way to do it is to ghost people, which also comes off as poor handling of it. In my opinion, that's the worst. But that gets at least received the best because there are no words for them to pick into and to feel particularly bad about. But that's still, I don't know. So what do you do? Say, I'm busy, and then they keep trying, and then eventually they get the message. Like, it just sucks. Because if you say directly, hey, no, thank you, it's just, they think that you hate them, you know? I don't know. It gets even tougher when other people, like viewers, start trying to like put you together, being like, oh, you should do this with so-and-so, but you just don't particularly want to. And again, it's not like a hatred thing. You just don't particularly want to. That gets really awkward. I never know what to do with it. So I just don't answer. I just say nothing. I'm like, okay. It's like, you know how stores have open and closed signs? I need something like that I can display to somebody that says like, I am open to this friendship or I am not open to this friendship. That is purely neutral in emotion, right? No emotion, no rejection. It is simply I am open to this or I'm not open to this. Some sort of flashing lights sign kind of thing, right? My social capacity is fully occupied at this time. But that's not even true because I might be open to somebody else being like a new person that I become friends with for a different reason. So I don't want to say that either, you know, because I don't want to be a liar. So it's tough. Maybe it's okay to just be cruel and let them figure out how to handle it. Yeah, over time, I've just done more straight rejecting and then I found that people get nothing but salty about it. That's my experience. That's it. Even if you're just like, hey, I really don't want to do this at this time. And that's it. And I guess I just have to live with it. But I don't know. It's a very, it's an awkward situation no matter what. I don't think there's any good way to go about that stuff. The more I try to think about it, depends on the person you're dealing with. Yeah. There was one where I saw their name. I think I'd followed them a long time ago, back when everyone was like smaller and we all knew each other. And what I do is if I don't really like care to see someone's content, I don't really know them, I don't know anything about them, I followed them 5 years ago, yeah, I'm gonna like maybe just unfollow, maybe prune some here and there. And there was one that I had unfollowed. Okay, I unfollowed them first. And I had recently been seeing their name. So I looked and I went like, oh, I don't know why I follow this person. Oh, I followed them 5 years ago. Well, I don't know much. Okay, let me prune. So I unfollowed. This is on Twitter. And then I saw their name pop up for like other reasons a bunch on Twitter again. And I was like, oh. And then when I looked and I saw they unfollowed me and I looked at it and I went, they actually like the day I unfollowed them noticed and then unfollowed me. And I was like, it's one of those things you hope they don't like notice, you know? I was like, now they probably think I hate them, you know, when really it was just like, oh, I don't really know them, you know? No, it does not send a note if you don't know when you get unfollowed unless you're checking. Like if you happen to go to someone's profile and see that they're following you and then you happen to go 2 days later and see that they're not, now you know they have followed within that time, right? It just has to happen. So like, it was awkward. It was awkward. I saw that and I was like, they noticed. But one of the reasons that they were like showing up and stuff, it made it so that like more people were like, do you know so-and-so? And I was like, I just unfollowed them and they just noticed. You know what I mean? I was like, man, now it's a thing. It sucked. The whole follow-unfollow culture has gotten so toxic. It's weird. At this point, I just live my life. If I'm going to unfollow, I'm going to unfollow. And I hit the button and I go, each time because I'm like, you know, imagining all the repercussions of this person noticing and then they're going to, you know, I let that play through my head like a film and then I forget about it. And then I'm done with it. You know? And I say, so be it. It's not a big deal. And if they want to ask me about that, I'll tell them it's not a big deal. If they ever want to ask, that's all. Are there actually repercussions? I have had someone that I unfollowed a while back go around and complain about me to people on the back end about random shit that like I didn't do, never said, nothing, you know? They're just like making shit up, and they started complaining and trying to say I was like fake because I unfollowed them. And it was someone who I like never spoke to. I spoke to once when I first started streaming, and we were never close. I just saw them in a Discord server and we typed back and forth a bit in a general chat, and I'd followed them from there, and we never ended up collabing or doing anything. And then like a couple years later, I was just going through and I was like, yeah, let me just prune out some of the ones like this, you know? So I unfollowed, and then they got really upset. And they started saying that I hated smaller streamers. Thing is, I hadn't even grown that much. I think I was at like 500 CCV, which I think is still significant, but I wasn't like, you know, it wasn't anything like insane. But they started telling people that I hated smaller streamers. They were like, oh yeah, now that she's made it. Which was crazy because I've never stopped talking to friends that are smaller streamers. If you pay attention, if you watch, you know that's the case, right? But they just started saying it because I unfollowed them in particular. And I was like, brother, we never interacted. We typed at each other in a Discord server once. You hate small streamers so much that you show up to their birthday collabs. Yeah, literally. It's just funny. You see that one a lot. I see it a lot too. I've always seen that. People just make stuff up in their heads because they don't want to accept the truth of we just don't know each other. They don't want to accept that. That could not possibly it. It has to be something grand. It has to be a big old thing. You know? Literally founded a company that can support small streamers to get sponsors. Yeah. I know. But, you know, it's whatever. I could have kept all of this infrastructure that I'm building to like make the sponsor stuff go more smoothly. I could have just kept it to myself and a couple friends and not tried to build in something that's like wider for people, but whatever. I will say though, I have not gotten like an ounce of a shred of hate or anything over this because I think everyone is sane and sees what I'm going for and sees the issues and understands that shit has a lot of issues. So they can tell I'm trying to help. So that's been good. You know, there's certain things that like everyone can just agree on. This is one of those things. So it's like a no-brainer.